Well, now it's time for the latest edition of Foodie Friday. In my opinion, it's time to get hungry. Today, the dynamic duo is diving into a spot that's part of the Finn's hospitality group. They have multiple restaurants that focus on fresh fish and local craft beer. And this week, we're heading to Big Oyster Brewery in Lewis.
Welcome to another episode of Foodie Friday. This week we're in Lewis at Big Oyster Brewery.
They're not only crafting some good beer, but they're also crafting some serious dishes.
Yeah, but even though brewery is in the name, as you can tell, the food is something serious as well. So with that, Jacinda, you ready?
You know I am.
This is Foodie Friday.
Big Oyster Brewery is making a splash in Lewis.
The food's good and the beer's great. It's a good place to be.
Good food and good beer. This is the spot you want to go to.
It's just good food, good times.
Like the food and like the beer.
This brand new restaurant under the umbrella of Finn's hospitality group just wants to make some good beer and some good food.
So Big Oyster Brewery started in the back of Finn's Ale House in Bar on Route 1. And initially the goal was to provide beers for the restaurant and beers that the clientele of the restaurant like to drink. And it kind of evolved from there into, okay, well, what do we really like to brew and what kind of beers are the whole brewery staff interested in? And for us, it was IPAs and it was sour beers. We really, like with this place, we wanted to show the customer everything. So, you know, the restaurant's in the middle, and then you saw the kitchen is completely open, like you're on the line. You can really feel like you're in the restaurant. And then the brewery, it's behind windows, but it's also, you can see us working all the time. And it was really just about showing the customer behind the scenes and showing them everything, you know, because people are really interested in what goes on behind the scenes, especially in a brewery when not a lot of people know how beer is made. So we kind of show that.
And it's the beer and their beer taps that are quite a catch.
And now our handle it's all natural. It's wood, it's branded, and it's got an oyster shell right on top, so you can't really miss it.
It's great beer. How can you go wrong?
So they have a really nice selection. It's a wide variety, so you can get the people who like the hops and the IPA beers, or people like me who like the Belgian style beers or the wheat beers. So, and then they have the sours, and we did a flight of those a week or two ago, so you can just try those. So it's a really nice variety, so you can kind of satisfy anybody that comes.
But nothing pairs better with a brew than some food.
The key to make all those things well is we make everything from scratch. We don't prepare like a day before, or we don't do stuff that it can be holding 2, 3, 4 days. Everything is daily.
Let's kick it off with the Big Oyster encrusted salmon.
Prepare all the encrusted first. I do fresh herbs. It can be rosemary, thyme, parsley, you name it. And normally we cut a piece at 9 ounces of salmon. So I'm gonna encrust it both sides, and I'm gonna have a sear pan, and it's gonna go right to the oven at 450 degrees for 10 minutes. And also I'm gonna flip that every 5 minutes. And before the second time I flip it, I'm gonna start doing my vegetable with the beer glaze. And when you have your first bite, you want that crunchy, because I do have my skin on. So every time you bite, you hear that crunch.
Next up, the beef braised short ribs.
You can scratch. It takes about 4.5 hours. What we do, just root, we have celery, carrots, onions, garlic, rosemary, thyme, and also we add our beer. We introduce our beer to the steak. And you let it go for 250 degrees, 375 for 2.5 hours, and then you turn it down to 175 to another 2.5 hours. And you let it sit. Pretty much like soft of the steak. It's like eating butter.
But it's so much more than having a drink and taking a bite. Big Fish Oyster is bringing a unique experience to Lewis.
It's casual, it's close, and it's great food. You don't have to go out on Route 1. You can't beat it.
You're in Lewis, so you need to try it.
I love the atmosphere here, and the food's great.
We definitely want to be as creative as possible within the bounds of, you know, if you come here, you're gonna find something that you really like.
Big Oyster Brewery is located on Kings Highway in Lewis. If you stop in, make sure to tell them that you saw them on Foodie Friday. Also, please let us know what place you want us to visit next on either our Facebook or Twitter, or of course you can email us at newsroom@47abc.com.